Hey you guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So, if you've never seen me before, my name is Chelsea and I write books about black girls who aren't all that nice. And today, you guys, I'm here to convince you to go read Red Lip Theology for church girls who have considered tithing to the beauty supply store when Sunday mornings isn't enough by Candice Marie Benbow. And if you guys are in the Discord server for the community or the after chat, then you'll know that I have been reading this book. I got it from my local library as an audiobook, and I kind of just like ran through it because, you know, those library holds, they only give you like 14 days. And the way I normally read a book, they were like, yeah, nah, you got to get through this because somebody else is waiting on this book. And I was like, okay, don't rush me. So I actually read this book or listened to this book in its entirety. And it's one of those books that, like, as I was making my way through it, I was like, oh, this is actually really good. And the thing is, for me, I don't read a lot of nonfiction. And so I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like it, but I saw it. It popped up on my FYP on TikTok and a book haul that someone was doing. I was actually tagged in that book haul. They picked up a copy of We Are the Origin, but they had also picked up like Red Lip Theology and one other book, but I don't remember that right now, and we're talking about Red Lip Theology. But basically, I got the book, I listened to it, and it was so good. And if you don't watch this whole video, what you need to know about Red Lip Theology is that it made me feel 100% seen as a black woman. And it was an experience where as I was listening to it, it was just like, oh, there are so many things that I've experienced in my life where this book is putting it into words, and it's doing it in such a way that it's like, oh, I feel seen, I feel validated, and it is 100% worth the read because, you know, if you are a black woman who has grown up in a black church, particularly in the South, then yeah, there are a lot of things that are going to resonate with you, but also just, you know, the inherent racism that comes with navigating academia and the ups and downs that come with navigating adulthood, specifically black womanhood, when you have grown up in a church that teaches purity culture. And just there are so many things that were in this book that were included that just made me feel like, oh, yeah, more people need to read this, both for, you know, people like me, where it's like, okay, you feel seen and validated. Because one of the things that I ask my like close friends a lot, especially when I'm like, I'll say having a moment, is like, I'll be like, is it me? Am I the problem? Like, is it the way that I'm thinking? Is it the way that I'm perceiving things? Is it the way that I'm coming at this? Am I the problem? So it was really nice to read a book where it's just like, okay, even if it is a problem, I am not the only one with it. This is something that is real for a lot of people and at least one other person, right? And it was just nice. I can't even explain it. And it's one of the reasons why we always talk about why representation is so important. But it's like, you know, a lot of my reading is like fiction, right? I like to read fantasy, I like to read romance, I'm getting into horror. Like the things that I see are not nonfiction. The things that I read are not real, right? So it was a different experience to not only read a nonfiction book, but to read one that so succinctly captured so many of the things that I had been feeling throughout just my life at different moments. You know, it's very raw, it's very honest, it's very straightforward. And one of the things that I really enjoyed about this book is the fact that it doesn't shy away from questioning things that we as a culture have been taught to just accept as like, this is the reality. I really like that not only did she point a finger at it, not only did she say, look at this, but she challenged the reader to think about it. And she explained how she perceived it and how she began her journey of challenging things and changing her own, you know, mindset. And it was such a aha moment, I guess, because it's just kind of like you see and experience things in your life, but there are things that you're like, this is just how it is, right? This is how it has always been. And for a lot of people that I have spoken to personally, it's always a thing of, yeah, I don't really do the whole church thing. Like I have a relationship with God, but I don't do the whole like organized church, organized religion thing because of X, Y, and Z. And I promise you that X, Y, and Z are all things that we have experienced for ourselves. That is like, yeah, I get it. And she talks about it in this book, and she doesn't pull any of the punches. And I really like that. She talks about, like I said, the racism, the misogyny, the patriarchy, you know, and not in a way like, oh, the patriarchy, but like in a way where it's like, this is real. this is how it is, and how, Black women specifically are treated differently than anyone else. And she calls it out and she doesn't shy away from it. And it's like, thank you for putting words to something that I've seen, that I've felt, that I've experienced, but have never either had the courage or had the words to be like, this is it. This is the thing. This is why I feel the way that I feel. And it was just, it was good, y'all. It was really, really good. I recommend the audiobook because the narrator definitely sells it. It makes you feel like you're listening to someone talk about their experience. Like, it feels like, I don't want to say Sunday brunch, but that's kind of what it feels like. It feels like sitting down at brunch and a friend is telling you, like, yeah, this is what happened. This is how I dealt with it. It's like listening to someone who has healed from something tell you about how they healed while you are going through similar situations and you are healing from it. I don't know how to explain it any other way than that. And if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. But it's definitely a book that I recommend that y'all go get. And my favorite part of the book is chapter 4. Everything about chapter 4 resonated so deeply with me. I actually had to stop the book and just like marinate on it for like a day or two, because it hit me so hard. And it was just like, it's not me. This is not something that I have made up in my head. I am not the problem in this scenario. Other people feel this way, and it's a valid feeling. It's a valid experience. So chapter 4 is called God Made Me Black. And yeah, that was the moment where I was like, oh yeah, this is definitely going to be a top read for me. For sure. For sure. So if you are watching this and you're on the fence about getting this book, I would just say go ahead and take the plunge, pick it up, get into it, borrow it from your library, whatever you need to do. And if you are a Black woman, hopefully you will pick it up and feel similarly to how I felt, which is seen and validated, and kind of feel full after finishing it. But if you are not, if that is not your lived experience, I still recommend that you pick it up, because reading it, I think, will help provide a lot of empathy and understanding for what it is that Black women feel a lot of times, especially when it comes to religion and church, and even, like I said, within academia, because she does talk about that too, and the flip side of the coin that is never really talked about or seen, because there's this moment where she points out that as Black women, a lot of times they only want our labor, they don't want the totality of us. And woo, buddy, when I tell you that hit me, especially if y'all have been on the channel, if y'all know me, y'all know that I did higher academia for a little while. I went to grad school, and part of the reason that I quit is, like, one, I didn't want to be in that profession, and I realized that in grad school. But a large 85% of the reason why I did not finish grad school was because of the, like, rampant racism, blatant racism, that I was just like, you know what? I can't take this, because if I stay here, I'm going to catch a charge, because I'm not the type of person who has the mentality to be able to withstand it. And the fact that not only did she withstand it, but she talks about it very candidly. And, the outcome of it, especially when she was going through such heavy things in her life. And it just kind of shows how, as Black women, a lot of times we are not allowed to feel what we feel and react the way that we react to things, especially when they are traumatic. And it's a good book all the way through, from start to finish, from the opening forward all the way to the conclusion. And I'm not even gonna front on y'all. The conclusion about made me cry, because it was so real, it was so honest, and it was just, the conclusion is a letter to her mother. And she tells you in the beginning, it's not a spoiler, she tells you in the beginning that her mother is gone, like she passed, and that is kind of something that spurred her into writing the book in the first place. And it's just kind of like, it hit me. It hit me. And again, if you are a Black woman and you have a sometimes complicated relationship with your mother, for better, for worse, it's just something that, listening to it, I was just like, wow, because, she talked about that moment of just, I'm not even going to get into it. It hit me. I felt it. I thought it was so good. And there are so many things about this book there are so many layers to it that I just thought were like, yeah, if you're going to pick up a book, a nonfiction book, and one that is going to challenge your everyday understanding of Black womanhood and the Black church and what that looks like navigating life and with those things intersecting constantly, get into it. Get into it. But I'm not going to continue to talk about this book to ramble, but it's a good one, y'all. It's a good one. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. Spend it how you like. I'm going to be getting into some fantasy next because that's just how I'm set up. But yeah, if you have read the book, let me know what you think. If you haven't read the book and you're thinking about picking it up, let me know what you think. Comments are open. And yeah, like and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, you guys, I hope your days are lovely and your books are interesting. Bye, you guys.